Hello, and welcome to Sci-Fi Sundays. I am Jacob, and today I want to talk about artificial intelligence. Westworld Season 2 has recently ended, and that weird movie Tao came out on Netflix, and just robots are flipping everywhere. Like, we just can't seem to get enough of them in science fiction. Artificial beings have appeared in storytelling throughout the ages. Ancient philosophers pondered while fantasy writers created. As mathematics became more advanced, the concept of replicating human thoughts through numbers arose, and of course from this came computing, and with that, artificial intelligence. You would have all heard of the Turing Test, created by Alan Turing in the 1950s. This is a test of a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, indistinguishable from or equivalent to that of a human. Basically, if you can't tell that you're talking to a machine, then the machine has passed the test. Now, of course, it would be then considered intelligent, but there are varying degrees of intelligence. Although robots and machine men have appeared in fantasy and sci-fi years before Turing was even born, Alan Turing is widely considered the father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. I'm not going to prattle on about the theory of computation. That is way above my pay grade because, I don't actually have a pay grade. Nobody pays me for this. So I want to talk about AI in science fiction. So let's call this Jacob's Science Fiction Artificial Intelligence Top 5 Artificial Intelligences. Now, just before we begin, I want to put a little caveat on here, I suppose. And that is that I'm only really going to be talking about AI in its purest form in a computer, not necessarily embodied in a human form or in a robot of some sort. I will save that robot or Android video for another time. Although that being said, I will absolutely definitely be talking about embodied AI. Gertie from the 2009 film Moon is the first on my list. These lists are not in any particular order of preference, by the way. Voiced by Kevin Spacey, Gertie 3000L Robotic Assist is spooky, and the whole time when watching this bizarre film, you are constantly wondering if Gertie is a friend or foe of the main protagonist Sam, played by Sam Rockwell. Now, I know a lot of people say that Gertie is just a ripoff of HAL, or the Obelisk from 2001 A Space Odyssey, and at the end of this video you might be saying, why isn't HAL on my list? And the answer is simply, I'm just not that big a fan of the film. It's a good film, I enjoyed it when I watched it, it was before my time of course, but it just didn't make my top 5 list. This list is 100% pure opinion, subjective, all of that stuff. So speaking of pure objective opinions, the next on my list is Edie from Mass Effect. Probably I'm going to put something from Mass Effect in every one of these list videos that I do because I just love that franchise so much, man. So much. Edie, the enhanced defense intelligence aboard the Normandy, the main protag's ship, was created by Cerberus and has coding that blocks her development to avoid becoming a rogue AI. She later gets a sexy body too. I mean, of course. This also means that she was embodied, so I guess it's sort of I'm breaking my own rules here, but I mean, she was still ship-bound in a way, but then not with this sexy body, so I'm breaking the rules, who cares? Skynet is next, obviously from Terminator, of course. The original, not really, but I will still call it the original world killer AI. This was the thing that when I first watched sci-fi, this was the first example of like, humans are obsolete and must be extinguished, so saith the computers. And this was my first sort of introduction to, oh shit, computers are going to kill us all. So this definitely makes my list. Yes, they embodied them in Terminators, but I would say Skynet is the intelligence, and the Terminators are like the drones, I suppose. So it still counts. Number 3 on my list is the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager. Now again, this is rule breaking because yes, he's embodied in a holographic form, but he's still AI. So I already said I'm breaking the rules. Not unlike the holograms of the holodeck, he can interact with real-world objects, but unlike the holodeck, he is free to move about the ship as he is being projected by a little drone that is floating around. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like his brain or his heart is in this little thing. This little thing. I reckon my favorite example of modern-day AI would probably be Poe from Altered Carbon. Now, yes, I know he's embodied in a hologram as well, but he is still bound to the Raven. Poe obviously being modelled after Edgar Allan Poe, and fun fact, the Raven Hotel is named after Edgar Allan Poe's arguably most famous poem of the same name. So even though he was bound by the Hotel the Raven, he was still able to go online and muck around with all his buddies and get up to all kinds of mischief, which I thought was pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. Jake's top 5 AIs. I mean, basically it just means these are the ones that I like the most. I will do a special nomination? I don't know what you'd call it. Because I very much enjoyed in the episode of Futurama where the Planet Express ship got a personality upgrade and became female and then became dementedly obsessed and in love with Bender. The reason I like this so much is not only was it a fun episode, it was also voiced by Sigourney Weaver, the queen of sci-fi, so that gets an honorable mention, we'll call it. That's really tasty. So let's get a discussion going. I'm probably going to do a video about robots and androids and things soon, like Jake's top 5 fucking robots or whatever. So let's get a discussion going in the comments. What are your favorite AIs or your sort of representations of AI in modern day sci-fi? Hey, if you like sci-fi themed space rock, then check out my band, My First Death Ray. We just released a new single with our second album coming out later this year. It's available on all the things, so check it out if you want. If you don't want, that's cool too. I appreciate you watching this video. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next rotation.